As you think about all the ways that you can change, you already know how, don't you? Somewhere inside, deeper than thought, below the chatter, where the old dissolves, and the new is born without resistance. Because the moment you remember that forgetting is how the brain learns, you begin the process of remembering differently. And I wonder, have you ever noticed how, when a river flows, it doesn't try to force the stone to move? It keeps flowing again and again until even the hardest rock reshapes. Like neurons changing, not in bursts, but in ripples. And the ripples begin now, one belief at a time. The brain can change, and so it does. A child learns to walk, not by planning, but by falling. Each fall rewiring, each step reinforcing. And isn't it fascinating how failure, it never meant the end. It was feedback, and feedback feeds growth. So how does a person change at any age? Like this, by imagining again and again the version of themselves they're becoming, until the mind whispers, "This is who I am now." Learning sculpts the mind. You could imagine a sculptor's hand chiseling stone, each stroke deliberate, each moment a decision. But it's not the tool that matters, it's the repetition, practice, rhythm, ritual. And just like spaced repetition carries knowledge into memory, every time you choose to show up, to try again, to visualize success, before the world can see it, you install it deeper than words. Curiosity reprograms reality. There's a kind of magic that happens when someone says, "I wonder what would happen if." And inside that sentence is a doorway to a different world. The curious person isn't stuck, they're free, because curiosity dissolves limitation. Curiosity makes discomfort a compass, and persistence is just curiosity in action. Every belief you've heard before, but never quite like this, because now they're becoming more than ideas, they're who you are. You are a lifelong learner, because the moment you decide to become one, you already are. A curious, open, resilient explorer of experience, stretching your mind like a muscle. With every new attempt, whether it succeeds or fails, you grow. Mistakes, they're not problems, they're the process. Ask the musician who missed the note 10,000 times before the perfect phrase emerged. Ask the stroke survivor whose hands relearned motion, not because it was easy, because their brain found a new way. Ask the meditator returning to their breath again and again and again, why? Because that's how new neural pathways strengthen. Not with effort alone, with focused, repeated, embodied action. You've already experienced the plasticity of the mind. When you had to adapt, improvise, learn fast. Did you notice stress rewires? So does joy. The brain doesn't judge, it just responds to what is repeated. Repeat the empowerment and you become powerful. Repeat resilience and you become unbreakable. Repeat presence and anxiety, it has no ground. There was a gardener once who planted new seeds, not knowing which would bloom. Some didn't, some did. But the soil grew richer each time. And over the seasons, his whole world transformed, not by control, but by consistency. And isn't the mind a lot like that too? Each visualization, each habit, each breath is a seed of plasticity. And with time, entire forests of potential arise. So you can choose now to either begin rewiring through intention, or allow the wiring to rewire you by default. Either way, change is already occurring, isn't it? You feel it, that sense of becoming, of integrating these beliefs not as theories, but as truths you embody, because each pattern becomes easier the more you do it, and the easier it gets, the more it becomes your nature. The way a dancer doesn't think, the way language flows from fluency, the way confidence grows, not from knowing everything, but from knowing you'll figure it out. I'm adaptive, I'm open, I'm persistent, I'm resilient, because repetition becomes reality. And beliefs become behaviour, and behaviour becomes identity. You're not practicing to become this. You're simply revealing what's already inside. The brain of a 9-year-old pianist still grows dendrites after each session. The stroke victim who couldn't speak now lectures. The anxious child who learned mindfulness now teaches others. The adult who rewired their trauma by reliving it with safety, care and purpose. And if they can change, then change is possible. And if change is possible, then change is happening. And if it's happening, then it's happening now. Spaced repetition reshapes memory. Visualization rewires emotion. Goal setting sets the GPS of your subconscious. Movement enhances cognition. Mental imagery fires the same circuits as doing. Multisensory learning locks in. The more senses involved, the deeper the learning. So you touch it, taste it, see it, feel it, speak it, and you become it. Remember now, you're changing. You're integrating. You're becoming. You're installing all of this deeply. Letting it take root in the unconscious, because this isn't about pretending to believe. It's about living the beliefs that already make you unstoppable. Each repetition deepens the groove. And every groove becomes a highway. And highways carry new thoughts effortlessly. So the more you hear this, the more it becomes true. You already know how to install everything you need because that's what your brain was designed to do. And if your brain was designed to change, then change isn't just possible, it's inevitable. And all you had to do was start the loop, which is already looping, which is already installing, which is already you.